Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing some Kingdom Cup battles, just using some Pokemon that I think are going to be really good for this competition. So we're going to go ahead, jump into the battles. I am beginning with my Altaria this time. Altaria was one that we saw in the Tempest Cup. It was really good in the Tempest Cup. He does have his Alolan Ninetales, which of course is going to beat my Altaria. But since I'm already weak, I'm just going to keep it in. Thinking about it, which one I'm going to switch in, Bastiodon is definitely the way to go. I did go ahead and purchase a secondary move. It was expensive. I dumped a bunch of rare candies onto it, but Bastiodon I feel like is going to be amazing for this. Look how much damage that did. Absolutely nothing. I mean, I know it resisted, but still, I mean, we could just tank moves all day. Now, it's not unbeatable. It's definitely one that I think you're going to see in this particular cup, and I totally recommend it. I do have Smackdown, Flamethrower, and Stone Edge, but it loses to other Pokemon such as Lucario. I mean, it cannot face against ground moves and fighting moves. So if you have like a Flygon, which I feel is going to be pretty good if you have Pokemon with Earthquake. So it's not unbeatable, but it's definitely a good Pokemon, and if they don't have any counters to it, it's going to do a lot of damage. It does take some time to charge up its charge moves, I'll be fair about that, but it's a really good Pokemon, and a Pokemon that I am probably going to be using on my finalized team, which isn't going to come now. But yeah, basically just using the three Pokemon, Altaria, Charizard, and Bastiodon for this video. Next video I will have different Pokemon. There's other Pokemon I have invested that I do want to try out, so we will be trying out a bunch of different other Pokemon. For right now, using these three as a beginner team. He's using his Shogun. Now Shogun is actually a decent Pokemon, I think. One that I definitely want to try out. I want to try out Shogun, I want to try out Dragonair. So we have a bunch of Pokemon that we definitely want to try out, right? You know, we're doing a little bit more damage to it than he is to us. He gets off Flamethrower. That actually doesn't knock me out. So we're going to go ahead, bring in that Bastiodon, and we're going to be able to knock him out. He does bring in Lucario. What did I tell you? Lucario would absolutely eat through Bastiodon 100%, right? So bring in Charizard. He switches into his Melmetal, which actually is not a great counter against Charizard. I mean, it's okay because it does have Thunder Shock, and then it can have Rock Slide as well, which is why I blocked it. I was anticipating getting off another Blast Burn. He gets off another Rock Slide. I'm going to have to block that to save Charizard. Maybe I shouldn't have used both my shields, but I wanted to take out that Melmetal, I guess. But I made a mistake right over there. You know, I could have finished off Melmetal with just my Fire Spin fast move, and then I would have had Blast Burn for Lucario. So I kind of jumping the gun over there. I made a huge mistake there. So that's okay. That's okay. You learn from your mistakes. So we're going to go ahead, jump into the next match. We both begin with Altaria. So basically, pretty evenly matched. Whoever can get to that Sky Attack first. I happen to get to it first. And he's going to go ahead and block it, so we do take a shield from him. He's going to go get off his move. I was expecting Sky Attack because that would have knocked me out, similar to Dragon Pulse and whatnot, so might as well go with Sky Attack. He gets off another Sky Attack. We're going to bring in Bastiodon. Bastiodon can tank those Dragon Breath moves, and we're going to be able to knock him out just fine, and we're going to go ahead and pull the switch immediately. I didn't even have to wait to see what he was going to switch into. I decided to wait. He switches into Alolan Ninetales, which actually is not good against Charizard. I bluff him out with the Dragon Claw so he could burn a shield, and now I go ahead and use Blast Burn, and we do go ahead and knock out that Alolan Ninetales. He brings in Lucario. Now Lucario is a fantastic Pokemon because, as I said, it is strong against Bastiodon. It can knock it out immediately. You know, a couple hits and it's gone. It's 4 times weak to it. So we were lucky that Lucario was actually weak. So we do go ahead and take that and pick up a rare candy. So hey, I'll definitely take that win. Really nice game. Really nice game. Unfortunately, my Lucario is above the Great League, so I'm going to try and get one. Hopefully, I can get one for the particular cup, for this cup, for the Great League. So maybe I can. I don't know. He switches. I'm going to switch immediately into my Altaria. Hydro Pump. I was actually expecting Outrage, so I blocked it. I didn't know. I mean, I knew it had Hydro Pump, you know, but I just was expecting... you know what I was expecting, guys. I was expecting Outrage. But anyway, you know, we get off that Sky Attack. The Ice moves do a good amount of damage to us, but again, we're also doing a decent amount of damage to him as well. He's almost fainted. He does get off that Psy Shock, and he's going to be able to knock us out. We bring in Bastiodon. Now, Alolan Ninetales cannot do anything to Bastiodon. Look at that. I mean, did absolutely nothing. Even Ice Beam. I mean, Ice Beam does absolutely nothing to it. I'm going to pull the switch immediately, not even waiting to see what's in the back because I predicted a Lucario, because we were basically using the same Pokemon for the most part. I think I used the same Pokemon just to try out these Pokemon to get a feel of them. There's other fire types I want to try out. Some of you had suggested other Pokemon in the comments of last video that I'm definitely going to be trying out. But yeah, he's beginning with Lucario. I begin with my Altaria. Pretty good lead for me. He switches into his Altaria, but we do have more energy, so we get off the Sky Attack. He's going to go ahead and block it. That's okay with me. He gets off his Sky Attack. I decide not to block it. I decide to go down. I'm going to bring in Bastiodon because I knew that Pokemon, Altaria, could not do anything to Bastiodon because we are such a tank. It was a big investment. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had to spend over 200 rare candy, probably close to like 300 rare candy, and I had to spend like 200,000 Stardust. It was a huge investment, but it was totally worth it, guys. I'm going to switch immediately, and then he switches immediately. But again, what he switches into is not super great against Charizard, unless if that Rock Slide hits, but of course I'm not going to let that Rock Slide hit. I do get off a Dragon Claw because I wanted to bait his shield, and it actually works out for us. I'm going to block this Rock Slide because that would have knocked us out. We do get off another Dragon Claw. That's going to be enough to finish off his Pokemon, his Melmetal, and he does get Power Up Punch, but we survive, and we cannot get off that Blast Burn. That's unfortunate for us, but Bastiodon is ready to go with that Flamethrower, so we do knock out Lucario. So yeah, I mean, Bastiodon is amazing, and I think you will see it a lot, and I totally recommend it, guys. I can't recommend it enough. As I said, Smackdown, Flamethrower, Stone Edge, can't recommend it enough, but you do have to watch out for fighting types like Lucario or even Blaziken, even Infernape as well. So there's other fighting types that can come in handy and can beat Bastiodon, but it's definitely a solid tank. It does take a while to charge up moves, but it is a good Pokemon, right? But yeah, he's going to bring in his Altaria and knock out my Altaria. I bring in Bastiodon. He switches to Lucario. You guys know the drill. Same thing. I'm going to pull the switch immediately to Charizard. We'll take that Power Up Punch. I'm going to go ahead, get off this Dragon Claw. Didn't knock it out. I was expecting him to block it, and he decides not to block it. But we still knock him out anyway. He knocks out my Charizard. I bring in Bastiodon. And yeah, we're not really taking a whole lot of damage, and we're able to get off this Stone Edge, which he is going to block because that would have knocked out Altaria. So Stone Edge really good against these flying dragon types. Dragon Pulse not doing anything to us, so we could tank those all day long, guys. We could take all those dragon moves. We're going to go ahead and block that one. I'm not sure why I blocked that one. I knew it wouldn't have knocked me out. I guess I wanted to stay as healthy as possible. I don't know. Oh, I did it because it was his last Pokemon. Excuse me. So that's why I did it. I mean, there's no reason not to do it because I had won anyway at that point, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and jump into yet another battle, beginning with Bastiodon. He begins with a Alolan Ninetales, so good lead up for us. He switches. I'm going to switch immediately, not even seeing what he switches into, because I was assuming it was Lucario. So I switch into my Charizard, getting off this Dragon Claw, and he's going to go ahead and block it. That wouldn't have knocked it out, but it would have come close. He's going to go ahead and get off his Power Up Punch. I do block it just so I save my charge moves for his next Pokemon, so I'm going to have Dragon Claw ready to go, but unfortunately he knocks me out before I can get Dragon Claw out. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get off Stone Edge on this Altaria, and he's going to go ahead and block that one. And yeah, so he gets off a move, but Sky Attack and Dragon Pulse are not doing anything to us, so we'll definitely take that. We'll take it again. Even if he had Dazzling Gleam, which he doesn't, it wouldn't have done anything to us anyway, so Altaria is not a threat against Bastiodon at all. Stone Edge is going to clean up that Pokemon. Alolan Ninetales, we saw it in the Twilight Cup, we saw it in the Tempest Cup. I don't think it's as good in this cup. I'm not saying it's terrible, but we have plenty of fire types, we have rock types, Bastiodon and things like that, so I don't think it's as good, but of course it can hit dragon types, so it's not terrible, but it's definitely not the best Pokemon in this particular cup. It's better than the other two cups, in my opinion. But I'm going to try it myself as well, to see. Because we're using fun Pokemon as well. These are competitive Pokemon, but we're going to be using more fun Pokemon. But unfortunately, he gets me with the better lead. So, I switch, he switches into Kingdra. So getting off that Dragon Claw, doing a good amount of damage to him. Getting off another Dragon Claw actually immediately. So I knew he would block that one, unfortunately, because he does have Water Gun on this Kingdra. He has a Water Gun Kingdra. He also has a Dragon Breath Kingdra, and this happens to be the Water Gun one. I feel like Dragon Breath Kingdra is better, but I don't really know. I want to try them both out. but he gets off Psyshock. We're going to go ahead, get off this Sky attack on him, and he's going to knock us out. Now we have Bastiodon left, and I knew it was basically over at this point. I mean, you could see how his Lucario basically sweeps my team. Power Punch, it's not a strong move, but it's doing a lot of damage to my Bastiodon. So Bastiodon cannot compete against fighting types and ground types, so 4 times weak to both those types. You gotta watch out, guys, if you're going up against something like a Lucario or something. But we actually came close. We actually did come close despite the bad lead, so not bad. We're actually going to jump over to a subscriber we're battling right now, and if you are a friend of mine and we're almost at Ultra Friends, I totally recommend following me on Twitter so we can coordinate when we want to battle. It's just going to be easier that way. You could also feel free to just send me battle requests at any time, and I'll accept them if I can. I'll assume that you want to battle the new specific cup, but if I can't accept them, I can. It's better to coordinate through Twitter. But anyway, gonna go ahead, get off Blast Burn against this Magmar. He's gonna go ahead and block it. He gets off that Fire Punch. We're gonna be able to take that, and we get off this Dragon Claw, and I believe this is gonna be able to knock out Magmar. No, actually, it came really close. It didn't knock it out, but he gets off another move, unfortunately for me, and we're just going to let Charizard go down. Bringing in Bastiodon. Magmar can't really do much to Bastiodon. He brings in Laron. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. Hits me with Rock Slide. And just doing a lot of damage to that Laron. He's going to hit us again with Rock Slide, but we're going to be able to easily tank those. So my my strategy is to just let those charge moves keep on gaining energy before we knock out Laron, and I knew we would knock it out. However, that was his last Pokemon, and I didn't realize it. So, so we could have used the charge move to finish it off, I guess, but it didn't really matter. We do go ahead and take that win, so we're going to begin with Bastiodon. He begins with Magmar, so pretty good lead up to me. I mean, we are weak to Fire type. Well, it's actually neutral because Steel is weak, but Rock resisted, so it is a neutral type. So taking a little bit more damage than if we were to resist it, but we're going to charge up those charge moves. Switch out to switch out to Altaria. He switches out to Alolan Ninetales. We're going to go ahead and get that Sky Attack off, and he's going to go ahead and block it. So, yeah, I mean, obviously Alolan Ninetales is good against Altaria. But we're going to go ahead and do a lot of damage with the Sky Attack. I thought he would have blocked that, but no, I guess not. He uses Dazzling Gleam, but we're going to bring in Bastiodon. We have both our charge moves ready to go. And that's good for us. A little bit of lag, no big deal. He brings in Laron. We're going to go ahead and activate that Flamethrower. And that's going to do not a lot of damage actually. So, I thought it would do a little bit more, but no, it didn't really do that much. But that's okay. We bring in Charizard. He activates Rock Slide. I totally forgot Laron had Rock Slide, even though it used it against me on Bastiodon. So that was definitely a mistake on my end. I should have protected my Charizard. But that's okay. You learn, right? I don't see Laron all the time. So he brings in his Magmar, and we're able to get off a Stone Edge, and he blocks that. But right now I think we're in a pretty good position because we still have a shield left, and we're going to go ahead and block this Fire Punch, and we're going to be able to knock him out before even needing a charge move. So close game. So yeah, my mistake was not using a shield against that Rock Slide Laron. So that was definitely a mistake on my end, but that's okay. Using Bastiodon, and he uses Magmar, and pretty good matchup for me, I guess. Pretty good matchup. We'll be able to take those hits. Trying to get off the charge to fully charge up my moves and then switch out. That's what I like doing with Bastiodon. I like charging it up and switching it out so I have it ready in the back for later. And then I'm going to bring in my Altaria, and he's not going to take a whole lot of damage, although I guess it's a decent amount of damage, I don't know. But I don't protect here, and he actually has Rock Slide again. Totally forgot about it again, guys. So I repeated the same mistake in the next battle. That's my bad. I should have protected that, but that's okay. At least we still have our shield, so, we lose Altaria, but we still have our shield, so I'll take it. But he's going to go ahead and block that Dragon Claw, and we actually get another Dragon Claw off. So I really like Charizard for this cup because it does have Dragon Claw, which charges really fast, as well as Blast Burn. Going to get off yet another Dragon Claw, and that is going to cost him his last shield, so our Pokemon goes down, but we do have Bastiodon. I'm going to go ahead and block this Outrage. Kind of expecting, I don't know what I expected, either Outrage or Hydro Pump. If it was Hydro Pump, I would have lost. But we have the Stone Edge for this because we saved it up, and that's going to be it. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.